quick update for those persons that want to write the 2027 UTME exam as well as the WAEC 2027 examination. Now, there are a few things that you need to know as you prepare for these exams, especially as it concerns chemistry and biology. And of course, this video is going to be focusing strictly on chemistry and how to look at chemistry in order for you to have good grade or high score in your UTME examination. So look at what we're going to be doing in this short video. I'm going to be listing out some salient areas that you should focus on so that you'll be able to have good understanding and of course be able to come out with good score starting from now. Early preparation remains the best while you're preparing for anything at all. So JAM examination is not out of it. So quickly, I'm going to be listing out some areas that you should be focusing on as you prepare for the exam, and also how to go around these topics and how to read them. You know, the way they read chemistry is not the way they read biology. Likewise, same way they read English language. So there are different words, there are different styles that you should be using to prepare for this examination. So those persons that are going to be putting in for mechanical engineering, civil engineering, medicine and surgery, pharmacy, nursing, you know fully well that you need an high jam score for you to get these courses, and it all starts from now. So look at it now. What are these topics that we should focus on, and how do we go about this topic? That's why Mbojari is here. So if you know this is your first time of coming across my video, do well to subscribe and do well to share and place a comment in the comment section so that other persons get to see this video and it'll be of help to them. Quickly, Emeka, no jump into the matter. Now, what are the topics? Now, I want to be focusing on chemistry. I'm going to make another video on biology. So what are the things that we should know as we begin to study for this exam in chemistry? Now, the first topic, I call it the basic part of chemistry. I call it basic chemistry. Now, what is this topic all about? Now, some persons will just jump into chemistry and start to look at things like organic chemistry, and you know that your foundation is shaky, and you start looking at organic chemistry, chemical reactions. Yes, those are important topics. I'm going to list them among those topics that you need to know. But if you don't know this part of chemistry, which is basic chemistry, and you begin to ask me, what is in basic chemistry, or what are the things under basic chemistry I should know? Number one, you must pay attention to to atoms. Very, very important. You must pay attention to atoms. And looking at atoms, you look at what is atom, what are the subparticles of atom, what are the models that have been used to describe atoms over the years, and what is the most accepted model of an atom. Under this part, you also pay attention to electronic configuration. Now, how electrons are arranged in an atom or in a shell or in an orbital. Now, you must pay attention under basic chemistry again. Chemical bonding. What are the types of chemical bonding? What's a chemical bond? Which element undergo what type of bond? Now, number 4 thing that you must pay attention to, I still classify it under the basic aspect of chemistry, is we must pay attention to signs and symbols of elements. Like, you must know the element and their symbols. For example, now if I ask you which element is represented with W, as a sound chemistry student, you need to know that W is to represent tungsten, and this W is gotten from the Latin name of tungsten, which is wolfram. Under this part again, you must pay attention to the periodic table. Now, if you can conquer this part and understand them very, very well, so we're going to be making videos in this channel. That's why you must subscribe and do well to share and refer students to watch my channel, because I'm going to be breaking down this aspect and what you should know. Now, on that topic that you must pay attention to again is the kinetic theory of matter. Kinetic theory of matter, or you can say kinetic theory of gases. Now, we're going to be looking at the gas laws, the states of matter, the gas laws, and we're going to be looking at Gay-Lussac's law, Avogadro's law. You must pay attention to all these areas. Very, very important. Then number 3, you must pay attention to acid, base, and salt. Now, if you are writing JAMB examination, there's no way that you will not come across acid, base, and salt. Now, some people begin to argue. Do you know why? Because some of them don't really know where the question is coming out from. So when you see a particular question, some persons don't know that, the question is coming out from salt, or the question is coming out from from acid. So acid, base, and salt. So we're going to be looking at the types of salt, the examples of the types of salt. We're looking at base, use of base, types of base. You're looking at acid, types of acid, and use of acid. This area is very, very important. Then number 4 topic that you must pay attention to if you want to do very well in O level or in UTME examination in chemistry, you must pay attention also to what? To electrolysis. It's very important. Number 5, I don't want the video to be too long. Now you have to pay attention to what? To stoichiometry. Sorry. So stoichiometry is very, very important that you pay attention to what? To stoichiometry. Then number 6 topic that you must pay attention to again is what? Is chemical reaction. Now under this chemical reaction, you must be looking at what? You'll be looking at what? Exothermic, endothermic equilibrium reactions, catalytic reactions, dissociation reaction, decomposition under this aspect. Then number 7 topic, you must pay attention to what? To non-metals and their compound. Now this place is very, very dicey. Do you know why? You need to pay attention to specific non-metals such as the hydrogen and its compound, nitrogen and its compound, the chlorine and its compound, the oxygen and their compounds, the oxides, of course. You must pay attention to all these guys. Then number 8, we have the metals and their compound. Now this is very, very dicey in the sense that you must know sorry, the extraction method used to extract a metal. You must know all of metals. Then of course you must know the properties of each of the what? Metals. Then number 9, you must pay attention to what? To organic chemistry. Now for some persons this aspect is very, very difficult, but no, it's not difficult at all. Now in this channel we're going to be dropping questions. I'm going to be dropping points in each of the topic. Very, very important. I'm going to open the 2027 WhatsApp group where I begin to share questions time in, time out. So please tune into this channel so that you know when I open the group, so you know when to follow up. Of course my number is in my bio. You can check it out and message me. Now quickly, there is something again that you must know that I always recommend for students for them to ace examination. And what's that? It's my compendium known as the what? The effective sorry, the effective what? The effective chemistry, the effective compendium. Now what this book all about? This book is all about looking at all the topics that I just listed out for you just now. Look at all the topics, and not just looking at the topics, looking at how to read. Now some persons don't know how to read. Now I brought them out. Now you're looking at who don't know how to read. Now look at it very well. There are ways that you can read so that you can easily remember what things. And of course now go to the what? To the topics I listed, and each chapter has its own points. Then at the end of it we have questions that you can use to study. So it's good that you lay your hands on this book. It's also available in chemistry. So if you need a copy, just come to my DM, and of course I'll tell you how to get it wherever you are in Nigeria. So please, these topics are very, very important. Now of course, like I said just now, in this channel we're going to be breaking down each of these topics step by step, and of course we're going to be bringing out questions from the what? Effective what? Chemistry, so that we're going to understand it properly. There's no time wasting. So ladies and gentlemen, tune in for the video for biology where I get to bring out aspect that you must know as prepared for the UTME 2027 what? Examination. So I see you in my other videos. Please always do well to share, and of course do well to place a comment. Majority out of here.